What's up, dudes? Today we're going to be looking at Bandit level 6, but more importantly, we're going to be looking at the find and the grep command. These are two very important commands in Linux, and they're going to make your life a lot easier when you're looking for files or when you're looking for anything really on the system. These will be instrumental to your success. So here at level 6, I've got my Bandit already logged in. And we are going to go ahead and see if we can find the file that it's specifying here. So it gives us some parameters. It says it's human readable, it's 1033 bytes in size, and it's not executable. So given these parameters, it seems like it should be pretty easy to find what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and open up our terminal and see what we've got. So I've already CD'd into the in here directory. So when you log in, it's going to look like this. I just did CD in here, and that's where I am. So we've got a ton of different directories here. And if we CD into one of them, say we go into the first one and ls again, we will see that there's a bunch of files. In every single one of these, I'm going to assume, maybe we can check one more just in case, but I'm assuming that it's going to be the same thing. Whoops. Yep. So every single one of these has a bunch of files in it. So we could go through and, search every single file and see if we can find it, but that is impractical and it's slow and nobody wants to do that, right? We're here to make things faster and automate what we can. So what we know so far about ls is that we can do a ls-l to list more options about a file, and we know that we can do ls-a to list any potentially hidden files or directories, right? So we can combine these. We can just do a -la and kind of mash them together. There are no hidden directories here, but we do see a lot of information about the directories themselves. We can see the permissions on each of them, and we can also see a very important piece of information here, which is the size. And if you'll remember from the instructions, it says 1033 bytes in size. But currently we are only listing the directories. We're not listing the files within each of these. So in order to do that, we actually need to specify the path that we want to list. ls by default will list your current directory, and this current directory contains all of these directories. So what we need to do is we need to specify that we want everything within each directory. So this is saying I want everything within the directories that are in this directory. I know I just said directory a lot of times. It'll make sense in a second. So if we do this and we press enter, it's going to go through and list every single file in every single directory. So you can see that we've got, several files in every single directory. And there's 19 of them, or 20 of them, because it starts at 0. And if we take this further, we can do -la. We can actually see every file within every directory, but now we have the very important information of the permissions, the size, and we also have all of the hidden files that are in these directories. If we were to just search this with the -l, we would still get these files, but there would be many of them that we don't get because they begin with a period. So we need to make sure that we include that -a, because you can see that there's quite a few files here that begin with the period that we would be missing before. So now that we've got something to list the contents of all of these directories, how do we find the one that we need? Given the fact that it's human readable, 1033 bytes in size, and not executable. Well, I'm going to try to focus just on one of these first and see, because 1033 bytes in size seems like a pretty specific size. So that seems like a good bet on something to search for. So let's go ahead, and this is where the grep command comes in. And this is a very important command, like I said before. The grep command is going to allow us to search for a text string or a regular expression within a search result or within the output of a command. So in this case, it's going to search through all of the output that we just got from running this. And the way that we make it do that is we use something called the pipe symbol. And that is the symbol. It's if you hold shift and press the backslash button on my US keyboard, it is also just the button that's above the enter key. If you do that, that's the pipe symbol. And that means that it's going to take the output of whatever command you put in previously and use it as the input for the next command, which is perfect because grep takes a bunch of text and searches through it. So we're using all of this stuff as input for the grep command, and we want to find the string of 1033 because we know that the size is going to be 1033. So let's go ahead and hit enter. And what do you know? There's only one single file in here that is 1033 bytes in size. And it is this one. A problem that we're running into here is that we don't have the path of this file here. So we can see that it exists, but we only see that it's .file2. We don't have the whole directory path. So how do we find this? Well, we could just try to grep for .file2 and see if that works. Let's try that. And as I suspected, there is quite a few .file2s. And still doesn't give us the path, so that doesn't really help anyway. The thing that we're going to need to use here is the find command. So instead of using grep, we now know that it's the .file2 that we're looking for. So now we're going to go to the find command, which allows us to find basically anything that we know the name of, or spoiler alert, the size of. So we're going to do find -iname, and now -iname means that you're searching for, whatever string that you're typing in, but also it makes it so it's case insensitive. So this really helps just in case there might be some case issues there. So I'm going to just do .file2 and see. And okay, so there's a lot of them. But the nice thing about find is that it gave us the path for the location of the file2s. So we still have quite a few of them. There's still a lot of them here, and I don't want to go through every single one of those to see which one is the correct one, right? So we can use another option for the find command called size. And we know that we need it to be 1033, but here is the caveat to find. Is if you're searching for size, you have to tell find what unit of measurement to use, because if I just type 1033 here, it's not going to find anything, right? So if we look at the man page for find and we scroll down, so we could scroll down here and find the dash size argument, but something that we can do that's faster is actually just do the / and then we can type /size and press enter, and this will search through the man page. So this one didn't give us what we want because it's not down here. We're looking for the dash size information. So I'm going to press N on my keyboard here to scroll through the results. And this is what we're looking for here. So this tells us how to use the dash size option. And right here, we can see that we need to specify one of these letters here. So depending on what we want to search for, in our case, we want bytes, because 1033 bytes in size. In our case, we want bytes. We need to use the C option. So we're going to go back here, and instead of 1033, we're going to do 1033C, and if we are lucky, which we are, we know exactly where our file is. So now we can go ahead and just cd into that directory. So maybe here 07, and then we want to cat.file2. And just like that, we are given our password, and we are going to copy that and make sure that we put it into our level 6. Paste that, and just for good measure, let's go ahead and make sure it works. So let's go ahead and log into level 6. Paste in our password. And there it is. We've successfully solved Bandit level 6. Next time will be level 7, if you couldn't tell already. And yeah, take care guys, till next time.